If you're a man over 60 watching this, what I'm about to say might save you years of stress, regret, and silent damage you don't even realize is happening yet. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to understand why so many older men, smart, successful, experienced men, end up drained, disrespected, financially exposed, and emotionally exhausted in relationships. And no, it's not because of age. That's the lie. Women don't lose respect for older men because they're older. They lose respect because of what those men start doing the moment they feel desire, attachment, or the fear of losing her. That's the exact moment everything begins to collapse. After 60, you're not playing the same game you played at 30. You're not trying to build your life anymore. You're trying to protect what you already built. Your time, your peace, your financial stability, your emotional control, your identity. But here's the problem. The moment many older men meet a woman who shows interest, they quietly revert. They go backwards. They start seeking approval. They start chasing reassurance. They start proving their value. They overgive, overexplain, overcommit. And slowly, almost invisibly, they lose their position, not because she's cruel, but because human psychology responds to strength, not surrender. So this isn't about manipulation. This is about preservation. These are the 8 rules every man over 60 must understand if he wants respect, stability, and real companionship. 8. Without losing himself in the process. Rule number 1, never sacrifice your identity just to stay liked. At this stage of life, your identity is your leverage. You've lived, you've failed, you've built yourself. Your routines aren't random anymore, they're anchors. But the moment a woman enters your life, many men abandon those anchors. They cancel plans, they drop hobbies, they shrink their world just to fit into hers. It feels generous, it feels romantic, but psychologically, it weakens you instantly. Because the moment you make a woman your entire world, she stops seeing you as a world. She sees you orbiting hers. And attraction does not survive imbalance. A mature woman doesn't want to become your oxygen. She wants to step into a life that already has structure, expand with her, never collapse for her. Rule 2, never overinvest too early. This is where most men fall hard. She's kind. She listens. She shows interest. And suddenly it feels like you've been chosen. But attention is not commitment. And here's the mistake. You start giving too much too fast. Expensive dinners, constant availability, emotional depth too soon. But relationships after 60 aren't built on speed. They're built on discernment. When you overinvest early, you remove her need to invest. And without investment, there's no attachment. You're not auditioning. You're evaluating. Your time matters. Your energy matters. Give slowly. Observe quickly. Rule 3, never tolerate disrespect, even in small doses. At this stage in life, many men choose silence to avoid conflict. But silence in the face of disrespect is not maturity. It's conditioning. Small things matter. Interruptions, sarcasm, dismissiveness. If you allow it, you normalize it. And what's normalized always escalates. You don't need aggression. You need clarity. I don't like that. That doesn't work for me. Calm, direct, controlled. A woman who respects you adjusts. A woman who doesn't exposes herself. Either way, you win because you protected your dignity. Rule 4, never become her financial plan. This is where countless older men lose everything. It starts small, a favor, a little help, temporary support, but slowly it becomes expectation. Understand this clearly. Supporting a partner is not the same as hasenai in ki You're financing dependency. If her affection rises and falls with your spending, you're not in a relationship. You're in a transaction. You work decades to build stability. Protect it. Rule 5. Never apologize for having standards. A dangerous mindset creeps in after 60. I should just be grateful someone wants me. And that one thought destroys your standards. You tolerate inconsistency, emotional instability, lack of clarity, because you don't want to lose the opportunity. But here's the truth most men never hear. Women are not attracted to gratitude. They are attracted to grounded confidence. Standards don't make you difficult. They make you self-aware. And standards don't need explanation. They need enforcement. Rule 6. Never chase. When she pulls away, most men panic. They text more, call more, try to fix things. But chasing signals one thing: fear, and fear kills attraction instantly. When she creates distance, she's watching you. If you panic, she feels powerful. If you stay calm, she feels uncertain. And uncertainty creates attraction. If she values you, she won't risk losing you easily. If she does, chasing won't fix it. Walking away will reveal it. Right here, if you're starting to recognize these patterns in yourself, understand this. It's not because you're weak. It's because no one ever taught you how this actually works. And that's exactly why this channel exists. So if you want deeper insight into how women think, what builds real respect, and how to protect your position without losing yourself, make sure you subscribe to Love, Lies, and Reality right now. Because most men don't lose relationships. They lose themselves inside them. Rule 7. Never let a woman control your emotional state. At this stage in life, emotional chaos is expensive. It drains energy. It affects your health. And some women will test this, consciously or not. Mixed signals, jealousy triggers, emotional swings. They're watching your reaction. If your mood depends on hers, you've already lost control. But if you stay steady, calm, unshaken, you demonstrate something rare: emotional leadership, and that's what creates real security. Rule 8. Never give love before respect is established. This is the foundation. Love without respect does not last. You can give everything: time, loyalty, affection, but without respect, none of it anchors her. Respect isn't bought. It's observed through your boundaries, your reactions, your self-control. Stand firm, and love will follow naturally. Now here's the deeper truth most men never confront. After 60, many men fear becoming irrelevant, so they overcompensate. They try to prove their value, but the moment you try to prove your value, you reduce it, because real value doesn't argue. It stands, and then there's loneliness. It gets louder with time. So when someone enters your life, you hold on tighter than you should. But relationships built on fear always become dependency, and dependency destroys respect. So what do you do instead? You don't become cold. You become structured. You move slow. You observe everything. You give gradually. You protect your routines, your friendships, your peace, because a relationship should add to your life, not consume it. And understand this clearly. At 60, you are not competing. You are selecting. You are not chasing. You are filtering. You are not proving. You are preserving. And when you operate like that, everything changes. You attract respect. You repel manipulation. And your relationships become calmer, simpler, stronger. Because at this stage of life, excitement fades, but peace is priceless. Protect it. If this hit you deeper than expected, then you already know this is the kind of truth most men never hear. Subscribe to Love, Lies, and Reality, and watch the next video, because what you learn next might completely change how women see you without you saying a word.